Hi everybody, all realities, better reality seekers. This is Shlomo. So, I know in a survey on Facebook, most people actually indicated that they never read all 760 or whatever number of pages are in the book. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to distill the 760 pages to 3 paragraphs. How about that? And I guarantee you that everything that's in that book is contained in these 3 paragraphs. So you will have no more excuses. There is a principle also called Occam razor that states that the simplest solution is usually the correct one. And here's what Wikipedia says about it. Occam razor is a principle from philosophy. Suppose there exists 2 explanations for an occurrence. In this case, the one that requires the least speculation is usually correct. Another way of saying it is that the more assumptions you have to make, the more unlikely the explanation. So here are the 3 paragraphs. I'm going to read them to you. You can find them in the book. They are somewhere in, actually maybe I will post later the page they are on, because I have the Amazon Kindle book, so the numbers are not correct. But here are the paragraphs. Nothing can be achieved by the mind pressuring the heart. Neither can you generate will to have with intent when you are riding an emotional high. The things that belong to you seem mundane and you take them for granted. You handle things that are yours calmly without insistence, in the same manner that you take letters out of your post box. When the will to have is free of the desire to have, the pendulum has nothing to hook into. You calmly take what is yours without insistence, just like you take the post from your letterbox. Go after your goal in the same way that you go to get the post from the letterbox. What will remain of intention if you purify it of importance and desire? All that will remain is the will to have and the need to place one foot in front of the other. Stop imagining the post to be a problem and simply put one foot in front of the other in the direction of the letterbox. Do not think about the problem. Act, create momentum, irrespective of what you think or of how things might turn out. And then the problem will be resolved in the process. This is outer intention at its best. In essence, what it says is that any goal you have, if you can think and feel about it the same way as you do when you go to get your post from the mailbox, then it's a done deal. In my previous videos, I talked about this virtual horizontal line that exists, which separates what's possible from what we perceive as impossible. And I'll just repeat it very quickly so we can move on. So this is the line. Anything below the line is like going to the post box, and everything above the line is not feasible, it's hard to get, or it's impossible. We don't believe it's easy to get. So what we really need to do to achieve our goal is to take it from there and bring it down here. Now what does it mean? That line exists in your subconscious, and it's a line that your subconscious creates based on your personality, your beliefs, your knowledge, everything that is you. And what causes things to be under or above, there are 2 parameters that cause that. One is how much you believe that the goal is feasible, and the second one is how comfortable are you going to be if you achieve it? And you may ask, well, if I wanted to have $10 million, of course I'll be comfortable. I can buy anything I want and it's great. But it doesn't work like that, because in your subconscious, there are some other scenarios that are running. Like, for example, what happens if I wake up in the morning and I get like 10 phone calls from my friends and family all asking for money? How do I deal with it? How do they perceive me now all of a sudden? I'm going to say no, and what kind of problem is that going to cause? Just one example. There will be many that your subconscious will be running, and it will cause you to feel uncomfortable in advance in that situation. So those two factors, the feasibility, that you believe that it's feasible, and that you are comfortable in that situation, if you can make them positive, then you move the goal under the line, and then outer intention will make it happen. I have reasons to believe that actually Vadim Zeland is watching these videos, so I hope that he writes some comments here. That will be nice for everybody. And just before I go, I want to tell you a personal story which will emphasize the power of outer intention and what it can do, not only to your reality, but to the reality of others as well. So I have 3 sons, and my oldest son, an athlete, a father, an engineer, everything was great. And then after a race that he participated in, I think it was a double marathon 80K, couple months after that, he fell ill and was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition that nobody knows where it comes from. It's very rare, like 1 in a million people may get it. It's very dangerous. It destroys the joint tissue and the skin, and it can happen in any part of the body. In his case, it started in the hands, but the prognosis wasn't good, because once it gets to any vital organ, that's basically it. So he lost probably 1/3 of his weight. He lost most of his hair. He couldn't get up when he was sitting. Unbelievable. And that all happened within a few months. And there is no cure for that, because nobody knows what it is. Well, at the same time, or actually a year before that happened, somebody I've known, he wasn't really a friend of mine, but we had a business relationship at one time. He was my insurance broker. His name was Norman. And on one of my trips coming back from Israel, when I arrived here in Vancouver, I checked my voice messages, and there was a message from Norman, and he was crying. And he was crying, saying that he's frightened, he had a stroke, he's in the hospital, and he doesn't know who to talk to. His wife passed away a year before that, and he wanted me to help him. So I started to spend time with Norman, and I would see him every day and give him a lot of advice. I have lots of advice to give in this kind of situations. And then he was diagnosed also with a terminal cancer while all this was going on. And he was basically put in a place where just waiting to die. And that was roughly the time when this thing happened with my son. So I would go and see Norman just almost every day, and sit down there for a while, and bring him whatever he needed. And then he started to be either sleep or be unconscious. I don't know what it was, but he would just go away for hours and hours and hours, and he would wake up for a few minutes, safe say something, and then was gone again. And on one of those episodes, when he woke up and he knew what was going on with my son, he said to me, I have decided to give my life for the life of your son. And then he went again. He wasn't conscious again. And a couple of days later, he passed away. Well, 2 weeks later, my son got well. And this is now almost 2 years ago. And he's totally well. Everything is fine. So, the way I look at it is, Norman managed at that point to basically bring his wish under the line completely. And because he did that, it happened. So I will leave you with this, and in my next video I will start presenting the chapters of a new book I'm writing, a big book, and currently the name is From Nothingness to Infinity and Everything in Between. What science doesn't know and the Bible didn't want to tell you. I never mentioned it, but please subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when those videos come out. And I wish you happy realities. Thank you.